What's good? It's your boy Jay, that's me. Let's go ahead and dive into Crown Jewel from November the 4th, 2023. It was a pretty okay premium live event, aka pay-per-view. It was okay. There was a part of the show that I was fucking pissed off. And we'll talk about that when we get to it. It involves John Cena and Solo Sikoa. That pissed me off. That basically took me out of the show for a while. It took me a while to get myself back in the mood to even want to, finish watching the show, because I was just that upset about what happened with John Cena and Solo Sikoa. So let's go over the pre-show real quick. So the pre-show was Sami Zayn versus JD McDonough. Sami Zayn wins via the haluva kick into the Blue Thunder Bomb for the 1-2-3. Sami Zayn got a nice little pop. So there was that. On to the main card. The first match of the night, well, actually, first match of the afternoon, was kind of a shocker, and that was Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I was thinking they were going to do maybe Bianca and Iyo, or maybe do Logan Paul and Rey Mysterio first, or maybe even do the Fatal 5-Way involving the women, all the Raw women, basically. Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax, and so forth. But they went with Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins. The match itself was decent. A bunch of near falls. So Seth Rollins, he hit the stomp early on in the match. Drew kicked out. Drew hit a Claymore. Rollins kicked out. Drew attempted to do another Claymore. Rollins dodged that. He turned that into a pedigree, and then he was able to hit the stomp for the 1-2-3. And Seth Rollins retains. This is fine. The match was solid, but it seems like it's not over. It seems like Drew McIntyre is probably going to go full-fledged heel. Michael Cole did mention on commentary that Seth Rollins has been champion for about 6 months. So I'm hoping that by the Royal Rumble, Seth Rollins is no longer champion. So this does need to be made into a feud. Have Drew McIntyre go full-fledged heel, and have Drew McIntyre defeat Seth Rollins at the Royal Rumble next year. That's what I would do. Because Seth Rollins has kind of grown. He's kind of been extremely stale. He's gone very stale. And he was like this in 2019 and even going back to even 2014. He's always kind of been like this. He's better when he's chasing gold versus when he has gold. And that's just the cold hard truth about it. I like Seth Rollins. He's okay. But all the trying to wear women's clothes and everything else and all that, and painting his nails and everything else, and the crazy bizarre outfits, that's kind of a little bit over the top for me. And I get the whole drip god character, I really do. But this has become overkill. And I do think that the only reason that he's still over is because of his entrance. Without his entrance theme, he's nothing. He's just regular old laugh, crazy Seth Rollins. But Drew McIntyre losing, it's fine there. It doesn't really hurt him. He's probably going to begin his heel turn, his full-fledged heel turn, starting on Raw, more than likely, I hope. So they're probably going to build towards a second match, probably at the Rumble. Maybe they can run it back again at the Elimination Chamber in February. Maybe they could do that. Maybe like I said, they could have Drew either win either at the Royal Rumble or at the Elimination Chamber. Either or is fine with me. It's just I'm ready for them to take the World Heavyweight Championship off of Seth Rollins. Drew McIntyre would be a tremendous world champion, especially heel Drew. Fucking awesome. All right, moving on. Post-match, Damian Priest, he runs down with the Money in the Bank briefcase. He's about to cash in, but Sami Zayn, he takes out Damian Priest, and he steals the briefcase, and he runs to the crowd. So Sami Zayn's like dressing in like all black. He decks Damian Priest, and then he steals the briefcase. So that's fine there. Moving on. Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax versus Shayna Baszler versus Raquel Rodriguez versus Zoe Stark. Zoe Stark in a Fatal 5-Way for the WWE Women's World Championship. Okay, little match here. There was one point in the match where Shayna got, I believe, everyone in a submission hold. She had Rhea in a submission hold, Nia, everybody in there except for Zoe Stark. Thankfully, Zoe Stark broke it up, and then towards the end of the match, Rhea wins via a super riptide she did a super riptide to Zoe Stark, and Zoe Stark crashed and burned on everyone, and Rhea pinned Shayna Baszler for the 1, 2, 3. Rhea had a pretty cool little entrance. That was pretty cool. Her entrance was kind of fun. It makes sense. Next, this is what fucking frustrated me. John Cena versus Solo Sikoa. So, Solo Sikoa just goes apeshit, and he hits Cena with like 8 or 9 Samoan spikes, and then he pins him. This infuriated me to the highest degree because Solo didn't need the win. He does not need the win. John Cena needed this win, and John Cena was done fucking filthy. It makes zero sense because Cena is basically going to be heading back to Hollywood. You know, we all know this, but at the end of the day, John Cena should have gotten the win, and that should have been the right decision. That should have been the right booking decision because it makes the most sense. Why are we putting Solo over John Cena? That's a dumbass decision. It's extremely stupid. So why do it? And I was just flabbergasted. Like, this really took me out of the entire pay-per-view. It really did. Like, I was pissed. I was like distraught about it because it's like, bro, as much work as Cena has put in, and Cena is still a top merch seller. I think he's number 3 in merch sales. Number 1 is LA Knight, and I think number 2 is Cody. So Cena is still selling merchandise, and you guys treat him like this. That's kind of fucked up, man. It's really, really fucked up. And, I mean, you could tell that the crowd was distraught from it, too. The crowd was definitely deflated. Like, they were out of it. Like, all the air in that arena, in that stadium, was just sucked out. It was just like completely just lifeless. They were shocked. I was shocked. And it just wasn't a good look. I don't understand why Triple H or Michael P. Hayes or whoever, approved of this did this. It just did not make sense. It's not a good look at all. It's just not. Post-match, John Cena, he gets a massive ovation from the Saudi crowd. But again, that took me out of it. Next, we had a Miz TV segment. It featured Grayson Waller and Abraham Al-Hajid. So, Miz and Abraham Al-Hajid, they were just shooting the shit and everything else. And then, out of nowhere, Grayson fucking Waller, he shows up. And he starts trash-talking the Miz and everything else and says that we don't need the Miz and all that stuff. And then, thankfully, this led into a brawl. And so, Miz begins to destroy the Grayson Waller effect set. And then, Miz sends Grayson Waller face first into an enziguri by Ibrahim. And then Miz hits the skull-crushing finale. And then Ibrahim does a horrible people's elbow. And that's how we end the segment. So this went on for like a good, 5 to 7 minutes. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? I get it's to calm the crowd down with like what just happened, what just took place moments ago. But still, this is not a good way to do it. But it is what it is. Next, Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio. This was tremendous. I absolutely love this. This, for me, was matches of the night. I love this. This match was great. Rey and Logan worked so well together. This was great. Towards the end of the match, one of Logan Paul's goons comes out, tries to hand him the brass knuckles, and Logan attempts to use the brass knuckles, but the brass knuckles fall onto the floor. So the goon tries to grab it, and then Santos Escobar comes out, has his foot on the brass knuckles, and he starts chasing the guy away. And then Logan Paul's able to grab the brass knucks. Rey goes for the 619. Logan Paul decks Rey with the brass knucks for the 1-2-3, and he is your new U.S. champion, Logan fucking Paul. Hell yeah. So this is great. Right decision here. Smart decision here. This is perfect. They could use Logan Paul as their Roman Reigns. And what I mean by that is you could have Logan Paul show up at least twice a month. And he needs some representatives. I've heard people online say that, he would he would do well to team up with, like, Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, which I would agree with 10,000%. I think that would be tremendous. So I'm down for that. So hopefully that does happen. And that's interesting because they could be there to get heat while Logan's not there. So I think that would be kind of cool. And it's something that I would definitely approve of. But that match was definitely a must-watch. And kudos to both Rey and Logan Paul. And it seems like what they're going to probably do, especially with the post-match angle, with Logan, talking trash to Rey and everything else, they're probably going to run this back again, probably at the Royal Rumble. So maybe Rey might get his lick back. I don't know. But it could be Rey getting his lick back at the Rumble. And then him and then Logan Paul and Rey 3 at Mania. I think that would be great. That would be tremendous. And then, moving on from that, Iyo Sky versus Bianca Belair for the WWE Women's Championship. very decent match here. I enjoyed it. So Iyo worked the leg of Bianca very well. Bayley came out in the middle of the match. Bianca fought her off. And out of nowhere, my girl, Kairi Sane, she shows up. She beats the shit out of Bianca. And then this allowed for Iyo to hit the over the moonsault for the 1-2-3 because Kairi Sane did a flying knee strike off the barricade and took out Belair for a 9 count. I was like, I'm glad that didn't happen because I was like, man, that pissed me off. But they've been doing this thing for quite some time where superstars will eat like a finish of, they'll eat a finish on the outside and then they'll come back and take the finish again. And that's what happened here. So post-match, Kairi Sane and Iyo Sky beat down Bianca Belair. And then Kairi Sane does the flying elbow drop. And then Iyo Sky and Iyo Sky and Kairi Sane, they embrace each other. And Michael mentions on commentary that Bayley was the one who took out Kairi. So that's interesting there. Right decision was made. I'm down for this. Iyo Sky and Kairi Sane being heels, I can get with it. I can definitely get with that. That's a wise decision there. And this could probably turn Bayley babyface. Bayley's been heel for about a good 3.5, almost close to 4 years of being a heel. She's been heel, I want to say, since 2019, maybe going into the pandemic. So, let's just go with that. She's been heel since the middle part of 2019. So that's fine there. Her being babyface would be great, and that would be a good little feud. Have Bayley and Bianca team up to, kind of fight with Iyo and Kairi. So that would make a lot of sense. So hopefully that does take place. Moving on. Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest. This match shouldn't even have taken place. This felt like a Raw match. Cody gets the win. Not 1, not 2, but 3 crossroads. Also, in the middle of the match, all the members of the Judgment Day come out, minus Rhea Ripley. And they all eat super kicks by our boy, Jey Uso. So he super kicks all 3 members of the Judgment Day, Dom, Finn Balor, and JD McDonough. And then he chases them off with a steel chair to the back. This allows for Cody to hit the Cody Cutter and then do the 3 crossroads. And I'm just like, did Cody really need to do all of that to put away Damian Priest? Like, bro, he's not fucking Brock Lesnar. Come on, Cody. What are you doing, dog? I mean, I love Cody, but man, that was overkill. He could have just done like at least, 2 crossroads at least. With 3, that's overkill, in my opinion. But it is what it is. Moving on, we got a preview of War Games. We got a video package for War Games. So we're going to probably get Team Cody, which will probably feature Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, maybe Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, and somebody else versus the Judgment Day. So let's go. I'm ready to get this shit over with. Main event. LA Knight versus Roman Reigns for the WWE Universal Championship. Roman Reigns gets the win via the spear. If you've seen one Roman Reigns match, you've seen them all with this heel run. Nothing changed in this match. Everything took place. Outside interference, spears through tables, spears through the barricade, guillotine choke, Superman punch, spear. Work these long methodical matches. That's what took place. A bunch of false finishes and everything else. You know, it's your typical Roman Reigns match. Again, it is what it is. LA Knight loses. Roman probably won't defend the title again until WrestleMania 40, or you could do it again at the Rumble. He'll probably do it at the Rumble. So it seems like this thing could continue. Hopefully it does continue. That's what might happen. So Roman could either face LA Knight again at the Royal Rumble, or he could run his feud back again with Kevin Owens. Or they might do like a triple threat match, you know, Roman, Kevin Owens, LA Knight at the Rumble. That could happen. That could be a possibility there. If you don't want to run the risk of doing those, LA Knight and Roman 2, or Kevin Owens and Roman, I think 4 or 5. So that could work out, even though I'm not a big fan of multi-person matches, which I'm not. But Roman winning, right decision, is fine. LA Knight will be fine. You can always put LA Knight, you can always have LA Knight be the one to dethrone Logan Paul, which I've heard people mention online too, which actually would make sense there. So I'd be fine with that. But overall, Crown Jewel, for the most part, was decent, for the most part, minus the fuckery that took place during the John Cena and Solo Sikoa match. Other than that, everything else was okay. What did you guys think? Like, comment below, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.